Well, I got my 4-0 prediction correct for Liverpool against Accrington Stanley as we progressed to the fourth round of the FA Cup, getting the job done relatively comfortably in the end. We controlled that game for large parts, but there was maybe that 15-20 minute spell at the start of the second half where Accrington Stanley, and fair play to them, they really gave it a go today. They had a real threat in that spell, hitting the crossbar. There was a corner that came in, headed just over. It was just 2-0 to us at that phase as well. So imagine one of those goes in and it could have been a completely different end to the game. But in the end, the neutrals perhaps a bit disappointed as Liverpool just run through it pretty unscathed, pretty comfortable, and yeah, we're into the next round of the FA Cup, so all happy there. To say though, there was a couple of little surprises with the squad selection for this one. Trent starting, something I did not expect to see for this FA Cup tie, and then Diogo Jota getting a full 90 minutes, particularly considering, after Diaz, Salah and Cody Gakpo, he's probably the next option. You would have thought he may have to play a part against Forest on Tuesday, so I would have liked to see him removed a bit earlier, but in the end of the day, we get the job done. One positive with Trent starting though was that obviously he gets 60 more minutes under his belt, having not played against Tottenham in the midweek, and then gets his bit of rest ahead of Forest where he'll probably start for us, but he gets that opportunity. Captain's armband, this is what he seems to really crave. A lot of the rumours talking about behind the kind of doors of his negotiations for signing that new Liverpool deal is he does really want to see a pathway to be sure that he can get that Liverpool captaincy. So little moments like this, they'll mean a huge amount to him. Okay, it's an FA Cup tie against Accrington Stanley, third round, but he gets to wear that captain's armband, feel the love of Anfield, and he gets a goal to go with it. And, even when subbed off, the entire stadium on their feet, applauding, singing his chant. These kind of moments are huge in trying to convince him that Liverpool is the right place for him to stay and to tell Real Madrid where to shove it. Also, a debut for Rio, finally. I'm not going to try and pronounce his surname just yet, but 16 years, 4 months and 13 days. He's now Liverpool's youngest player to make an appearance in the FA Cup, and what an appearance it was for him. He was absolutely electric, completely fearless, just really picked up the ball, would run at 2-3 players and just give it absolutely everything. I think he could see he was just really lapping up that experience of playing in the men's senior team for Liverpool at Anfield. And yeah, unfortunately didn't quite get the goal to go with it, but really lively debut from him, and hopefully plenty more to come from him in the Liverpool top. And on that note of young players excelling, it was great also to see Jayden Danns off the bench later on and score again. The guy is incredible. 2 goals for us in the FA Cup last season against Southampton as well, and he does it again today. He's just so lethal and has that proper striker's instinct, which leads me on to another player. That player is Darwin Núñez. More struggles in front of goal for him, unfortunately. He does grab an assist today, which was really well taken, but he just could not get those finishes off again. He just looks a bit kind of rushed. His confidence is really low at the moment, and it probably isn't helped by the fact that he's struggled for a goal against a League Two outfit all day. And then Jayden Danns, the young kid, comes off the bench, bang, goal. Chiesa as well later gets his goal. I don't know what needs to happen for this guy, but something needs to click because we're getting into kind of mid-January now. As the season goes on, if it doesn't click for him and he gets a real extended run of form, I think his position as a Liverpool player is in serious danger come to the summer. And a lot of fans have lost their patience with him, and understandably so. I feel like I'm there too, but I really, really would like it to work out for him. At least, even if he's going, just have some sort of run of form just to get yourself and your confidence back up, because it's really tough to watch. Finally, Federico Chiesa, great appearance from him in the second half. I really, really wanted him to start, but Slot made his decisions, and Chiesa does get to that opportunity to kind of run out in the second half. I feel at times it looked like he was trying to force it a little bit too much. You could see that eagerness for him and that desperation to prove himself, but fair play to him. He kept at it, and obviously it's his saved shot that gets parried out to Danns to make it 3-0 to us. He then hits the post and then finally does get the goal that his second half cameo deserved. A nice long driven effort. I mean, it's one of those ones you perhaps don't expect to go in when he strikes it, but it was, in the end, a really nice finish. So 4-0, and he gets himself on the score sheet. Hopefully we can see this guy now keep himself fit and be a real good rotational option, because if we're going to go on all fronts this season, we need extra players as much as possible. Salah in particular as well, played a lot of minutes already. Good to have someone to step in on that right wing and help reduce that for him.